Alrighty, YouTubers, welcome to another video. So I moved one statue, so we're gonna have a video update for about 15 minutes. Just kidding. We moved more than one statue, but we did move a lot. So if you saw the Bruce Lee unboxing review video, you realize that he does not simply go here in the main TV room. He can't. The only spot I can fit Bruce Lee in this room is where Arnold bust is at. Technically, Lord of Darkness, none, right? Like any of these spots he would technically fit, but putting Bruce Lee in horror simply just will not work. And I can't mess up my Terminator display. That an Arnold bust can't go low, so I had to find a solution. Now, I was highly considering just returning Bruce Lee. I ain't gonna lie. Not due to the fact that I don't like it. It has nothing to do with that. It's simply finding the right spot. So I'd actually contacted Sideshow, requested a return. I was about to box it up and just say, forget it. But I did a one last ditch effort to go ahead and make this work. And I know some people are not going to agree with this. Some will like it, some don't. But here's the thing. Bruce Lee bust, after observing it quite a bit, it's definitely like one of my top 3 best busts in my collection, if not the best. It is the most detailed without a doubt. It's incredibly classy, has a phenomenal presence. It is one of the best busts ever created, period. And I think it's worth sacrificing some displays to not look quite as good flow-wise to make this work. Now, first thing you'll notice is Warcraft is right here. Now, Warcraft does go fine down low. Like, I can still see these statues great. The only problem is this shelf is 36 inches, where previously I had it on 48. I don't necessarily need 48, but I would like 40-inch shelves. It is a little tight, but it still does work. You know, like Orgrim Doomhammer, his Doomhammer is covered by the double freaking metal, and he's quite deep, so his hammer's coming out. I could probably push him back, and then Gul'dan, his staff is so tall, even if I brought it inside, it'd still hit the ceiling. So the only way to make Gul'dan fit truly underneath is to lower the shelf to the ground. So I might consider that, just so I can get him fully in, and his staff is not, like, I mean, it's not a huge deal. Check it out. More or less like this. I mean, there's still plenty of walking space, but this is sticking out. Granted, by the TV, I don't walk next to the TV, so I'm never going to hit it. And it's not that big of an eyesore, so. But basically, we had to move Warcraft. And so, Warcraft had to go here. The only other place I could potentially move Warcraft is if we did, like, Jupiter. Khaleesi and Jon Snow over there, and you could do 2 Warcraft here. And I suppose the other 2 right here, and move this down to where I have Pumpkinhead, and move Pumpkinhead over. That is one possible solution. Khaleesi doesn't fit perfectly on one of these shelves either. And I did move Alita top shelf, which I think looks fantastic. I like Alita up there. I moved Red Sonja over here, so we had to do a little rearranging over here, because I wanted to move Red Sonja. I've been wanting to move her for quite some time, just because I don't like her as a standalone next to the TV with nothing that truly pairs with her, in essence. I want her next to other 1/3, and kind of the in-between horror and AVP is... she can either go here, or she can go where Lord of Darkness is. That's kind of the 2 spots. So I don't think she's horrible right here. She looks cool next to Big Chap. She's a big piece. She looks great. I have good angles. An idea is to do Leatherface here. Lowered Gremlins. And then Ghostface there. It's kind of the idea here for horror. So yeah, the Mohawk Gremlin just takes up too much space to be next to Myers when I can fit 2 additional pieces. So I think it's best to do that. I'm also going to lower these 2 to the complete ground like I have for Gremlins, just so I can see the top of their heads a little bit better. So I'm going to lower that. I'll do that tomorrow. Chucky is officially sold. So I'm boxing him up, shipping him off tomorrow. But I do like Red Sonja there. Some people probably say it's out of place, but it has a giant creature on it, a giant massive snake and skulls. So I think it doesn't look super out of place. It's not like a freaking Dragon Ball Z statues right there. You know, you have a sexy red-headed warrior fighting a giant snake with tons of skulls, which in general, you know, kind of fits the theme. A creature with skulls. So I think it looks awesome. Warcraft does fit the general theme of the room, being creatures in general, you know, orcs. So it does fit the general theme. Much better than Bruce Lee does. And the idea for Terminator is I really want to get Queen T-1000 bust there. That way it's just bust next to the TV. And then underneath would be Arnold and T-1000 1/3. Now, if God forbid I can never find that T-1000 and the 99 people who own it will never sell it, then I'll just do Arnold 1/3 and then Sarah Connor and T-1000 with Pure Arts bust. That's my final resort of guaranteed stuff I could get. So, of course, I'll get an Alita poster here. And I do think I want to keep Alita top shelf from now on. I realize I do not want to keep any silicones down low. They're way too good. They can't go down low. Even if they look good down low, I can't do it anymore. They're my best pieces, and they need to be top shelf. So, the reason we moved Warcraft was so we can move Devil May Cry right here. Which does look better, actually, for Devil May Cry. It's definitely better angles, because these are quite big pieces, and having them right here wasn't the most ideal, so I think they go better right here. I actually have really good angles. And then above now gives me space for Uncharted in the corner and Last of Us from Prime 1 Studios. And once I get Last of Us, then I don't know if I'll keep that Ellie or not, but nevertheless, Last of Us, Uncharted, maybe even Tomb Raider. We'll see. Hopefully we find out what that Last of Us statue is. And this is how we're doing Bruce Lee, although it might slightly change. But nevertheless, he is a top shelf statue, 100%. You need to be able to see his portrait because it's absolutely amazing. He also is very deep, as you see, not only due to the front arm, but the back arm with the nunchucks also makes it deep. So he can go right there, but he actually can fit right there as well, and I could do a Bruce Lee statue in the corner. The reason I'd want to do that is if I decide to do the 1/3 Game of Death Bruce Lee instead of the 1/4 Way of the Dragon one I have here. The 1/4 looks good, although this is a bigger bust, and with busts this big, you generally want a bigger statue. So I was thinking, and I've seen pictures of the Game of Death Bruce Lee 1/3 by Blitzway, and it definitely looks much better as a companion piece. And I'd have to do it on that back wall because all these are 1/3. So we do 1/3 Bruce Lee in the corner and then Bruce Lee bust. You know, so the reasons I believe this works. First off, I have the best angles. Like, it's, you know, sitting on my chair, look at that angle. I can see it so freaking good. It's not going to be in the walking way of anything. It's next to Mortal Kombat, and if you're unaware, Bruce Lee definitely inspired Mortal Kombat, especially Liu Kang, who's basically a ripoff of Bruce Lee. In addition, underneath, we got ninjas and samurais, all, you know, martial art themed characters in general. And Bruce Lee has been in many video games. Many video games are inspired after Bruce Lee. So I don't think it's a far-fetched to have Bruce Lee in this room, even though technically this is movie statue. It's also inspired so many video games, and it looks awesome next to Mortal Kombat. In addition, even Goku from Dragon Ball Z was inspired by Bruce Lee. So I think due to that aspect, it works. So, you know, I think it's worth putting it here, and we get better viewing angles for Devil May Cry. And Horizon Zero Dawn actually looks perfectly fine down low, because Aloy is looking up. So this is my angle sitting in the chair. I can see her freaking perfectly. Same with the robot. He doesn't have like a detailed portrait. And Witcher actually goes better here because they're much shorter statues than Devil May Cry. So I can actually view them a lot better as well than the Devil May Cry statues, which were, frankly, I didn't have good angles on them. So in this display, I am getting much better angles on two of my main displays, Witcher, well, in general, just that display, and then Devil May Cry. Because Witcher looked obviously great right here. But I think it works. I really do. So, you know, this is the plan. The only debate now is whether I get the 1/3 Bruce Lee. So, pros and cons of that. It'll make the Bruce Lee display look better. You know, and the 1/3 Bruce Lee will be better than this one. Now, this one is absolutely fantastic for a 1/4. And it does look really good. But the 1/3 will look better. It's going to be bigger, more presence. I don't believe the detail's any better. I believe the detail's about the same. You know, that one is a little bit older. And then it also, you know, flags the question of what to do with this Bruce Lee. The only place I could really even put it would be in my hallway next to, like, my Solid Snake. You know, probably still keep that food dragon here because it looks sick. Or I'd have to sell this Bruce Lee, which I don't want to do personally because, I mean, it doesn't even cost a lot of money and it's sick looking. So, and the 1/3 does cost a pretty penny. It's like $1,700. It's pretty freaking expensive. So, you know, if I could find it, I swear for like $1,250, it'd make it much easier. If any of you guys are selling it for, you know, under $1,500, contact me. But I do want to get the 1/3, you know, Game of Death Bruce Lee, because I think it, you know, I've seen it next to this, and it just looks like a perfect companion piece, like so good. This one is good too, but the 1/3 yellow jumpsuit one is better for sure. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be displaying it, but I got this Chinese, like, traditional martial arts outfit with a white and black shirt, which is his costume in several movies, like Fist of Fury, Enter the Dragon, and whatnot. So I could technically put that on him. But, I don't know. I mean, the yellow jumpsuit's definitely cool. This would work as well. However, it's kind of a pain to remove his shirt, and if I don't like it, then put it back. And I'm thinking I probably won't like it, so I think I'll just return it to Amazon. Keep the yellow jumpsuit, because it really is vibrant looking and stands out. Now, when you come in this room, I feel like Bruce Lee and Goro are the two showstoppers for sure. I think KD Goku and KD Vegeta Bus will definitely be showstoppers in this room for sure. You know, especially on like the DBZ side. So, yeah, but I think this works. I'm going to keep it. I know some of you won't agree with this choice, but this is one of the best pieces in my freaking collection. I shouldn't get rid of it just because this wall now has Bruce Lee instead of, you know, Devil May Cry on this wall. I still think it looks awesome. So, and if I do a Way of the Dragon Bruce Lee, I'll probably change that poster from Enter the Dragon, or I'm sorry, Game of Death Bruce Lee 1/3. I'll probably just change that to Game of Death poster, even though Enter the Dragon's my favorite movie of Bruce Lee. But yeah, so this plan really does have a lot of pluses. There's a few minuses, but I think the pros outweigh the cons. You know, we still get great angles for, you know, these two displays. We get better angles for this. We gain new statue space for Uncharted and Last of Us, which I was desperate for. So we gain new statue space. And we get Alita Bus top shelf. We fill the middle display, which I've kind of been struggling on how I want to do this. So now I just fill it up. I don't have to worry about buying new statues to fill it. And I kind of, you know, I don't know. I think it works. So this is the plan. It's just a matter of whether I get the 1/3 Bruce Lee, and 99% chance I will. You know, and then I'll just move the 1/4 Bruce Lee right there. And by the way, Nathan Drake still is for sale. One last thing to mention, and I'll keep you guys updated. I just installed Remy Halo. It's a whole home air purification system. So it's basically like an air purifier for your entire house. And it's supposed to drastically reduce, you know, like dust and other things, allergies. You know, my puppy and wife have allergies. So we're trying it out. I also got a new air filter thing that's like a expensive, really nice one that, in addition to the Remy Halo, should drastically reduce dust. So I only got it installed today. It was like $2,000 for all this. But I'll keep you guys posted if it does reduce the dust quite a bit. That way I don't have to dust my statues nearly as often, because even with my air purifiers, I still get quite a bit of dust. In addition, I got my entire house cleaned. All the vents and main units, my dryer vent, everything was cleaned today. So it should really help reduce dust. And I do plan to dust my statues tomorrow as well. And then I'll keep you guys posted if it was, worth the 2,000 plus bucks. Anyways, that is it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.